Hi everyone, this is Mira here. Today I'd like to discuss about thought and mind. Before even attempting to go further into the practice of meditation and walking the spiritual path, we need to understand the nature of thought and the nature of mind. William Shakespeare said something essential. He said, "There is nothing either good or bad, but thinking makes it so." What does this mean? It means that we are co-creators of reality. We create reality. We create situations. We manifest. And so we need to be very careful with our thoughts, because thoughts are energy. They're vibration carrying with it an information. So based on how we fuel that thought, that is the information that we actually give out into the nature of reality. So sometimes we can disturb the nature and we can disturb the universe with our thoughts. Not only that, but thoughts create emotions. And so in function of our thoughts and our emotions, our health is impacted. So what is Christ trying to say in the word? That we cannot enter the kingdom of heaven if we do not become like children. He clearly states as well, "Truly I tell you," meaning this is the truth, this is the path, this is the way. What does it mean to become like children? It means purity. It means to reach the original state, which is what? Your true nature. It's the self. It's who you really are. It's the divine identity. It's recognizing the divinity within. So in order to reach that primordial state, we need to reach the self. And so we cannot do this if our mind is programmed. We need to deprogram. This is what it means to become pure like a child. We need to deprogram. Ever since we come into this world, we come like a blank sheet. That there is nothing written on it. There are no programs. And then society starts to write on this blank sheet, meaning it starts to program us, starting with the parents, with the education system, religion, society, media. We start to look up at the role models, and we start to create layers and layers around the self. These are actually labels, they are programs. So in order to reach the primordial state of who we really are, is to deprogram ourselves, is to work with our mind, is to work with our thoughts. And so why do we need to know the mind? Why do we need to know its nature and how to train it? Because the mind is a bridge between the gross nature and the spiritual nature. It is that which helps you transition from your limited condition to your divine nature, which is energy, which is spirit. And so the mind is a very, very powerful tool. That is why pretty much all the traditions have focused on studying the mind. From Buddhism to Taoism to Zen to yogic traditions. They have tried to understand the mind. They have tried to work with the mind because they know that this is the tool, this is the key. In order for the self to become apparent, in order for the self to be revealed, we need to get to a state of no mind. And I know you are probably confused now. You will ask yourself, well, should I be mindful or should I be mindless? Mindfulness is a great technique. It helps to build awareness and how to improve our life and position into our reality. by controlling our thought process. By thinking and sending thoughts out there, we are broadcasting information. We contribute to the welfare of the collective mind. It also helps to program our individual mind in such a way as to lead to the establishment of harmony within and without. But being mindless is the secret to spiritual awakening. By turning our attention inwards and tap into the true nature, the self is revealed only when the mind dissolves, only when we cease to see through the lenses of the ego. We should learn how to stop overthinking and broadcasting so many thoughts in order to reach stillness. So how do we reach that stillness? The primordial state, the self, our true nature, our divine nature, pure consciousness, the nature of I am, the unified field. The answer is meditation. Meditation has been regarded by all the traditions. It is a wonderful technique. It is the art of training the mind. Meditation is the cessation of the modifications of the mind. Patanjali, the father of modern yoga, states this in the Yoga Sutras. By nature, the mind goes through modifications. It goes through this fluctuation, this constant fluctuation, constant thought process. In order to transcend its polarity, in order to tap into the unified field, in order to unify the mind, we need to reach stillness. In order to reach this stillness, we do the practice of meditation. So because the mind is polarized, it goes through this constant fluctuation, through these constant modifications. Thoughts always come and go. Thoughts rise and fall, rise and fall. Is this never-ending activity. So in order to reach the unified field, we need to do the practice of meditation. Before going into that area, before starting the practice of meditation, let's have a look at what the mind is, shall we? So this is you, the thinker. The mind, it is not a product of the brain. The mind is an outside field, which is the mental, emotional field within your aura, within your auric field. In this field, we draw information. So the mind is not just yours. The mind is everyone's. So it's basically a grid. It is a network. We are connected. All the minds are connected, and they're forming the collective mind as well. So we are drawing information. We have thoughts coming and going from various spheres of existence. So we do get information, meaning we get thoughts from the original mind, which is divine intelligence. From here we get inspiration, revelations, and knowledge. But it's not the knowledge that it stores in the intellect. So we draw thoughts from here. This is probably 10% of the thoughts that we draw, because we actually don't tap very often within this frequency. We tap within this frequency when the spiritual awakening begins. The rest of the time, over so more than 70% of our thoughts are not our thoughts, yes, they come from the collective mind. This is the field where all the information is stored, the collective information is stored. So basically, everything that we think, everything that we absorb, it's getting stored in here. So we're drawing information from here. And we also have the individual mind, which is a very, very small percentage, and this is based on the patterns that we create within our energy body. This is created from everything that we have been taught that we are. So we're also drawing information from here. So the mind, it's not a product of the brain. The brain is a physical thing. Science is trying to find the answers by studying the brain as a physical thing. They're trying to find what the mind is, what consciousness is, but they will not find the answer, because the brain it is not what determines the thinking process. The thinking process was there before the brain came into existence. So before God created everything, He imagined it. It started with a thought. So the thought was God's desire to manifest. So we have the great thinker, the creator. Which had this thought, the desire to manifest. So the thought. And then the thought became a concept, the great plan. Is the same as with an architect, right? The architect is firstly doing a plan before building a house. So this is the art of materialization. Then this thought became a word. So in the beginning there was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. This Word becomes manifest. And so then we have creation. So this is basically the process of thought. So we have a thought, it becomes a word, then the word becomes an electrical impulse which further generates information. So this is basically how everything starts to manifest. I hope you enjoyed this video. Namaste.